About 850,000 Ghanaians have been pushed into poverty in 2022 as a result of inflation. Statistics captured by the World Bank revealed that high inflation and low growth have had a toll on the vulnerable segments of the population. According to the Bretton Woods institution, food insecurity worsened by the last quarter of 2022 when inflation was at its peak. Take a listen to this report filed by my colleague Pius Kojibaka, and then we'll have a discussion.
According to the World Bank Group's 7th Ghana Economic Update, inflation in 2022 pushed 850,000 individuals into poverty while contributing to putting nearly a quarter of all households at stressed levels of food insecurity and roughly 823,000 people at crisis or emergency levels of food insecurity. According to the Bretton Woods institution, it is unclear when the global pressure on prices will fall, and thus it is primarily incumbent upon the government of Ghana to take measures to protect the poorest and vulnerable who have been heavily impacted from inflation. Economist with the World Bank, Kwabena Jan Kwache, described the issue as worrying.
It's quite worrying because government has been working hard to actually bring people out of poverty. So such a news should be something that should be a concern for all. But of course, we know that there are efforts that government has been making already. For example, if you remember in the presentation, that we said that government had already doubled LEAP benefits. So that's one way that, for example, the government is, and there are many more social protection programs that the government is actually putting up to be able to bring people out of the poverty.
Let's bring in Professor Williams, Associate Professor of Finance at the Andrews University. Good afternoon to you, Prof. Your thoughts, first of all, on this report by the World Bank suggesting 850,000 Ghanaians have been pushed into poverty as a result of inflation over the past year. How worrying is this?
Good afternoon, Daryl. Daryl, this is very alarming. It means that about 850,000 Ghanaians are living below.
Okay, we just seem to have lost Professor Williams there reacting to that World Bank report suggesting that 850,000 Ghanaians have been pushed into poverty. I hear you're back because of high inflation. You're reacting to this, telling us how worrying this is, Prof.
It's a major issue in Ghana, and we know that inflation is really affecting a lot of people. The way inflation started in Ghana started from the supply side, when we noticed the Bank of Ghana were monetizing or giving overdraft or printing a lot of money into the system. But currently, what we have noticed is also the cost push factor. A lot of raw material increases prices is really a major factor for manufacturers or producers. High taxation is one of the major reasons why we are also seeing the inflation happening. In our way to address them and have inflation reduced, we've noticed the Bank of Ghana using the monetary policy rate, that is by increasing it to slow down the supply of, reduce the supply of money in the system. What is left for us to do as a country is to look at how do we control